And let's check on let me check on YouTube streaming real quick. Oh my god, why is there so many options? What up, guys? What up? We will go over everything. Just give me a moment here. Looks like I'm streaming. But I don't see my stream. Am I streaming? Yes. Okay, cool. Just give me a moment here. There it is. Okay. We are live. Looks like I'm streaming. Definitely streaming. Okay. Monday's MLB picks. And NBA today. Oof, game 5 today. All right, guys, we are live. We're good. We're ready to go. What's good with you guys? What up, guys? How's your Sunday? I took Yanks, Phillies, Dodgers. Is that a W lay? Yesterday it definitely wasn't. Not with Yanks and Nationals. Jeez. There was a lot of grenades yesterday, guys. There was a lot of grenades on the slate yesterday, man. I can only avoid so much. We avoided the Mets. We avoided the Yankees. We avoided the Nationals. All those guys got swept. I would argue all of those could be the better team. They could be the better team, right? The Nationals, I think, are better than the Miami. Boston right now in current form, perhaps not better. The Mets are probably better than the Rays, but they got swept at home. Crazy, crazy, man. It was a crazy day yesterday. New slates today, brand new slates today. We're gonna cook it up, man. Today is TD is an abbreviation for today. Okay, cool. We'll get it cooked up, man. Whoa, this thing just gave me a... Yes, Twitter's up. Thank you, Mufasa. What's cracking, brother? Rays or Orioles, we'll talk about it, brother. It was Father's Day. I was chilling. Yeah, man. That's good, man. I'm glad you guys had a good Father's Day. Man, yeah, let's let everybody know we're live real quick, and then we'll get started, guys. Go ahead and start dropping your plays, and we'll discuss everything. Yesterday, man, losing day for the Discord, 1-3, and that third one was stupid. It was the Giants. They changed the pitcher on us last minute, literally with 8 minutes to go. Everybody has heard about the Rafael Devers trade at this point. Yeah, they traded the pitcher away that was supposed to start yesterday. Insane. I've never seen anything like that. That's crazy. But yeah, our starting pitcher got traded away 8 minutes before tip-off, before first pitch. So it is what it is, man. Stick around. Let's see. Okay, we are now live. Cool, man. Let's cook it up, guys. Who wants to go first? Double tap the screen. Rays our hot top 10 team. Yeah, I mean they're definitely top 10 now. That was against the Mets. That was a very good series, man. It was good, guys. It was good. Let me open up the YouTube stream. Have YouTube open up, and let's get to it, guys. Somebody double tap the screen, and we'll get started with your game. Let's open up Go Covers. Yeah. So we are live. This thing is. Let me open up the YouTube stream. No worries. No worries. Weird day. But let's get through it, man. Brandon said wants to talk about the Marlins. Let's look at the Marlins game real quick, man. So Philadelphia versus Miami. You got Mick Abel on one side. You got Sandy Alcantara on the other side. I am missing a bunch of cells, and I've been trying to get them back. It is the only downside of automation when the links stop working. It's a serious problem. But no worries. I'm about to do a little bit of a workaround here. So I'm going to go get the... let me see. Before I do that, let me save this version real quick. Excuse me real quick, guys. So version history, name this version before. So Mick Abel, we know that's the rookie. And we know Sandy Alcantara is not having the season that he's known to be having. He took all of last year off. I think he had surgery on his throwing shoulder. Tommy John's, I think. So it's not been a good season for him. Let's see if we can copy this chart over, and then we could take a really good look at it. Yeah, okay. We got data there over the last 14 days. Let's check last 30 days, and then we'll be able to discuss everything, man. I already have the breakdowns ready, too. Oh, looks like Fangraphs really wants to give me problems today. Oh, here we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got most of the pitcher data, and we'll wait for the other styles to come back. All right, let's take a look at Philadelphia versus Miami. Okay, so you got Miami, obviously. Philadelphia coming off of the sweep. Both of these teams coming off of sweeps. Miami swept the Nationals. Philadelphia swept Toronto. Mick Abel's on the mound versus Sandy Alcantara. So right away, I can see that Philadelphia put up 11 runs yesterday, right? So that's hard to do back-to-back nights. They're not going to probably put up double-digit runs like that again. Bryce Harper, I think, was eligible to return this game. Let me check the lineup real quick, see if he's been announced in or out. And we'll check on the Philadelphia here. It looks like Bryce Harper is still on the IL. Still on the IL. Let's take a look here. Is he in the expected lineup for today? I'm hearing Alcantara's been pitching better recently. Let's take a look at it. We'll take a look at it. No, Bryce Harper's still not back today. Looks like that's a confirmed lineup, so we can continue without that. Okay, so you got Mick Abel. He's already pitched 3 games in the major leagues, and he's been pitching pretty well, man. He's been pitching pretty well. You can question some of the competition. Well, really one game. Pittsburgh. He gave up 0 runs in 6 innings, so really good there. Then he went into Toronto. Gave up 0 runs there, and then against the Cubs, finally he gave up 3 runs. So he's now only given up 3 runs in his career in MLB. That's 3 runs over 15 innings. Great numbers there. On the road, 0 runs in 5 innings. And even if you try to put a question mark on this competition, I mean he has Miami on deck. So Miami's really not a lineup that's going to scare anybody, anyways. In terms of the other side, Sandy Alcantara, is he pitching better? I don't know. I mean, his last 5 games are 0, 2, 6, 5, 4. So 3 of those starts, okay, yes, he was pitching horribly. Last 2 games, he's given up 0 and 2. So still 17 runs over 26 innings. I wouldn't expect him to completely shut down Philadelphia here. And he's actually even worse at home. 18 runs over 27 innings at home for Sandy Alcantara. The expected numbers don't look so bad, so maybe due for a little bit of positive regression. Last 14 days looks like it's definitely been better. Let's look at the competition, though, over the last 14 days. So it looks like he's had 2 starts against Colorado and Pittsburgh, bro. So I would question those starts, and probably the Philadelphia start today is probably going to look a little bit more like the previous starts. So, yeah. So last 2 games versus Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh and Colorado. Yeah. Yeah. So that says a lot, man. So real quick, I'm going to have line information later, but for now it looks like, yeah, I have the better lineup with Philadelphia. I have the better pitcher with Philadelphia. For the moment, it looks like Philadelphia or pass. Who wants to go next, guys? T.O., man. You guys come in here every day with that. Guys, hit the follow button. If it's your first time here, we're about to break down every single game, man. We're about to go into really good detail here. Some of my links are down, so I'm expecting them to come back up at some point here in the during the stream. We'll keep an eye on it. For example, like the bullpen data, for example, is not coming through for me. I've been trying to get this to come back for a while, but if it doesn't, no worries. We'll proceed without it. Double tap the screen, guys, and I'll go find your play. Myra's double tapping. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Myra, for sharing the link as well. Double tap, guys. Double tap the screen, and I'll go find your play or your comment. I'm being told on YouTube, hey, Undertaker, what are your thoughts on the Dodgers game? Oof, you want to go right to it, huh? Let's talk about it. You got the Padres on the road at the LA Dodgers here. You do have what appears to be the better bats with the Dodgers for sure. They rank 4th over the last 30 days at home. They've been crushing it at home. Meanwhile, the Padres on the road has not been a good thing. 28th on the road for the Padres. These two pitchers, though, you got Cease versus Kasparas. Kasparas is the primary pitcher today. He's due for he could go anywhere between 1 and 4 innings. I know everybody's really excited about Ohtani. Ohtani is only going to pitch, guys. Reports say that Ohtani's only going to pitch 2 innings max. Okay, 1 inning is most likely. So this is a game that's going to have a lot of hype around Ohtani pitching, Ohtani starting, whatever. But he's not going to go more than 1 or 2 innings, guys. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Let's break it down even further, man. So you got Dylan Cease on one side, 12 runs over 28 innings, pretty average. And then on the road, it looks like that's where he gets hit a little bit more. 12 runs over 27 innings on the road. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ben Kasparas, again, he's the primary pitcher. His number's pretty solid on the at home. So pretty solid numbers there. 2 runs over 9 innings. Again, this is a bullpen guy. So really hard to know what you expect out of him. But you do have the better lineup and perhaps a bullpen game there for the Dodgers. Yeah, it would probably still be Dodgers or pass. But I'm not completely sold on this one until I see some of the line movement information. Under PSI says the Marlins today. You're on the Marlins big today. I mean, I don't know. That's a worse lineup with the worst pitcher, man. Mick Abel. I've been saying it. Okay, sometimes these rookies got to show me something. I think Mick Abel has shown us something, man. To go into Toronto and put up a 0 on the board in Toronto, I think that's pretty impressive. Toronto on the road is a different story. Pittsburgh's been playing better. The Cubs are hit or miss, but I believe that was a game where the wind was also blowing out there in Chicago. This was a game in Philadelphia. So I don't know. And the Miami lineup, it's not like you could really can argue for the Miami lineup being a premier lineup, anyways. What did I say? That's what I said about the Phillies game, man. Who wants to go next, guys? Double tap the screen. I'll go find your play, and we will talk about it, man. Lansing says, what do I think about the under in that game? Under. Philadelphia versus Miami. You have Alcantara, man. I can't trust Alcantara with an under. A lot of people might point to say that Miami's ballpark is actually good for unders. It's actually better for overs, man. It's actually better for overs, and that's because they were number 1 ballpark for overs last year. Okay, this is a huge sample size over last year. 81 games at home. They were number 1 for overs, and a lot of people could say it's a huge park and whatever, but that actually plays a negative in Miami. It actually plays a negative because there's so much space to cover. the outfielders have so much space to cover, so I would argue that with the right pitchers, an unders is really good here, but not today. Not with Alcantara on the mound. I mentioned overs number 1 last year. It's actually number 11 this year. So top 11 right there, top half of ballparks there for the over, 17 and 17. So it's even, but it is leaning over as well this year, man. Double tap the screen, guys. If you want me to go find your play, I'll go find your play next. Let's talk about it. If somebody has a play, let's go. PSI says Rockies RL with the run line. Let's see, with Colorado versus the Washington Nationals, you have Carson Palmquist on one side, Jake Irvin on the other side. These are 2 bad lineups, but everybody feels like Colorado's kind of trending in the right direction right now. I feel like they definitely are. Only problem is both of these pitchers suck. They both suck. Palmquist, his expected numbers are pretty bad too. Slight edge there with Jake Irvin at home. Jake Irvin at home is much better. 10 runs over 31 innings at home. He looks like he's getting rocked on the road mostly. Yeah, man, 2 cold lineups. Rocky's probably the better of the 2 lineup, but Jake Irvin probably the better of the 2 pitchers. I think this is a stay away. Washington has lost 8 in a row. Is there value with the Rockies? I think so. Rockies are such a wild card, and when you're taking a big dog, maybe you do want a little bit of a wild card. Maybe you do want a team that's very unpredictable, and Colorado is. So if you're taking it as like a long shot or something, or like as like a wild card, I think you have that with the Rockies. I think they could give you a chance. That's a big number for the Nationals, and the Nationals shouldn't be that big of a number against anybody. Guys, double tap the screen, and I will go find your play next, man. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. We are just getting started. We're not going to go super long today. I'm going to try to limit the streams a little bit, man. Just so we go straight to the info, and so it's just compact and valuable for you guys, man. Double tap the screen, guys, if you guys need me to go back and scroll for anybody's plays. Brandon, I see you double tapping. He said, what do you think about Washington in the first 5? That's a big number to lay with Nationals. That means you have to lay half a run in the first 5. And I would not be laying any runs with Washington. We saw Washington as a big favorite yesterday, and that did not work out. You had to lay -1 with the Nationals. Their lineup is so bad right now. It's terrible. Did you do hits today? No, I haven't. I haven't done it. I was hoping we could get to it today, live on the stream. We would have to target some of the worst guys today. If we get a chance to do it, we'll do it, man. But really, today we probably have to dedicate, because we started at 4, and again, maybe 4 o'clock is going to be more the consistent start time. Maybe we might be a little limited today, but I'll give it a shot here. Let's check some boxes, man, so we can have some things out the way. Let's look at the better teams. Okay, I think we already have the better teams ranked. Yes, so we have Philadelphia ranked higher than Miami. We have the Yankees. The Yankees are ranked higher than the Angels. Yankees just got swept too, so consider that. Boston and Seattle, both of them look like they're trending in the right direction. I know what that was. I think it's the spot. Is it the spot? Yeah, it is a spot. Okay. We'll talk about that. The Boston-Seattle has a unique spot. You guys know that big trade over that happened yesterday. Rankings. In terms of rankings, it looks like the Padres are actually ranked higher than the Dodgers. And that'll do it. The 3 pretty opposite teams right there, the opposite end of the spectrum. And then the rest of the games, the other 4 games are pretty even, okay? Let's check the bats, okay? And like I said, I'm missing some cells here, so hopefully... but I know what I'm missing. I'm missing BBs, right, and slugging, so I'm not too worried about that. In terms of batting, it definitely does look like we have a batting edge with Philadelphia. I can believe that. Colorado does give us a batting edge. What else? That's kind of it. The other games are pretty even, guys. Other games are pretty even. What I think about the Devers trade, that is huge, man. That's a huge trade. That is literally the equivalent of the Luka trade in the NBA, man. Just out of nowhere, out of thin air, is just a superstar that everybody thought, was going to be the future of the franchise. For them to be traded like that, that's crazy. And what he was traded to, he was just traded for nothing. It was just a bunch of average pitchers and including the pitcher that I had yesterday against the Dodgers. So yeah, they traded him with the last 10 minutes to go. It's gonna be all right, man. The Nats, this is good information. The Nats, I'm being told the Nats are 0-6 as a favorite since the beginning of May. So it's not been wise to lay juice or lay runs with the Nationals, and they're in that situation today against Colorado. So keep that in mind, guys. Guys, double tap the screen, and I will go find your play. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I just have 4 different screens to get to, 4 different streams. So just bear with me, be a little patient. Briocha here on YouTube Mobile is telling me Houston Astros in the under. Let's take a look. Houston's on the road at the Athletics. Houston on a 5-game win streak now. The Athletics on a 3-game win streak. Guys, a lot of sweeps happened over the weekend, man. That was crazy. And a lot of these teams are coming in with 3 and 5 game win streaks. I don't think I've seen anything like this. Let's see. Houston is on the road at the Athletics. You do have the bats are really not an issue for either team, but Houston on the road is different than Houston at home. So keep that in mind, man. Might see a little bit of regression there from what we've seen from Houston over the last series or two. In terms of pitching, these pitchers are pretty even, man. These pitchers are pretty even. I'm not seeing a big discrepancy. McCullers, his expected numbers are better. And his road numbers, he's not given up a single road inning this year. A single road earned run this year. 0 runs in 13 innings. So he's even better on the road. Once I break it down, yeah, it does look like I have a pitching edge there with Lance McCullers. Again, I need some of the line movement information to come through. But if you're on the Astros, you definitely have a pitching edge. So that's kind of enough for me because JP Spears on the other side, he's not going to see anything from me. That's 16 runs in 24 innings for him at home. Over his last 23 innings, he's given up 23 runs. So JP Spears not a pitcher that I would be interested in much, man. All right, guys, come on, let's do another couple breakdowns, man. Double tap the screen if you have something for me to scroll up to. I'll go scroll up and look for it. Again, I have so many screens going on, so just double tap the screen. That'll get your name flashing, and I'll go look for your play. Luke, my man Luke says the Reds continued. The Reds continue. I don't see the Reds on the schedule today, so let me know what you mean by that, man. Zoe says Ohtani under 1.5 Ks and under half an earned run. So you're taking two different things there. You're taking him to not strike out 2 players and to hold. So you're taking a good thing and a negative thing. I'm not sure what you're trying to do there. I'm not sure if you're fading him or they continue to the Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati does continue to do that. Ohtani versus under 1.5 K. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're trying to back him or you're trying to fade him. I think everybody has the misconception that he's gonna go in here and be in midseason form, and that he's gonna pitch several innings. No, he's only expected to go 2 innings max. Okay, they're not gonna rush him. They're not gonna jump right into it. He's not gonna go 5 innings, 6 innings. I assure you that. The quotes from the managers are that he's going 2 innings max. So I would say for him to strike out less than 1 batter, probably likely. But then again, the San Diego Padres lineup is really not too much. My prediction is that we're only going to see him for 1 inning. And in that inning, yeah, he's not going to have a lot of chances for a strikeout. So maybe he gets 1 just to excite the crowd, and then we won't see much after him, man. I'm being asked for the weather reports. Let's check real quick. Let's check just after we get to TikTok, guys. TikTok, if you have... So I was asked the same question on TikTok. It says, do you like Ohtani for 2Ks? I don't think he's going to go through many batters. He's only going to go through 1 inning, maybe 2 max. But I think it's more of the excitement, more of the hype. I would fade that, man. I would usually fade public perception in this kind of situation, man. Guys, double tap the screen if you want me to look at one of your plays. And I will scroll up. If not, we got to keep it moving today, man. So on YouTube, double tap. On YouTube mobile and YouTube regular, hit me with the thumbs up, man. Let's see, guys. Weather report, man. So if you're looking for overs, it looks like the ballpark in Baltimore and Tampa game. So we all know that's a minor league park, right? That's a minor league park there in Tampa Bay, and it is looking at plus 26% home run index there in Tampa. Another big over. It looks like Houston versus Athletics. Another ballpark that's really small. It looks like the weather is going to be helping balls carry there for home runs and run percentage. Both of them are elevated there today in Athletics, okay? One more for the over is the San Diego versus the Dodgers. I keep saying that. Dodger Stadium, something about there, man. Runs are scored yesterday. Even when they weren't supposed to be scored yesterday with 9 runs, that total was at 9. It's still pushed, right? That was a push yesterday. 24-12, number 1 ballpark for overs in Dodgers. The Athletics, number 2 for overs. Okay, so those two ballparks, those two, the very last game of the nights. Hello, stop. Those two are conducive for overs, man. The Tampa one, not so much. Tampa, they started with a lot of overs. It's actually been going under a lot. I don't know if I have the strength to get there though to a Tampa Bay under, but yeah. Just so you know, that ballpark is now 25-15 to the under. Okay. Speaking of unders, there's only one ballpark that has weather helping the under today, and that's between Philadelphia and Miami. Perhaps the roof is open. Somebody, let's see if we can confirm that real quick. Let's go to MLB weather report. Looks like the roof should be closed today. So, yeah, I'm not going to count that ballpark information there in Miami. All right, guys, double tap the screen. If you're on TikTok, let's do another breakdown or two, man. Brioche says, what do I think about the Mariners? Let's take a look at Seattle versus Boston at home. Oof, this one is an interesting one that I wanted to talk about, of course. So you have Boston coming off of the five-game win streak here. With a sweep of the Yankees. Coming off of a 3-game sweep of the Yankees, right? After having won the previous series against the Yankees, too, a week ago. But you got Seattle here. They swept Cleveland as well. They're coming off of a 6-0 win versus Cleveland. In terms of the bats, it does look like these bats are pretty even. I'm not really giving an edge either side here. But we don't have. It looks like you have Logan Gilbert now coming off of the IL, coming off an injury. Last time we saw him was April 25th. All right, we haven't seen this guy in a long time, almost 2 months now. Okay, he's been doing some rehab starts, 3 runs and 9 innings, so solid numbers there. Before he left, before he got injured, he definitely was dealing. He was looking good. 7 runs and 22 innings, even better at home. 6 runs and 25 innings. And Boston is sending this Lucas Giolito guy who I think he's fade material, but he has shown us some good games. He'll literally go off for 0 runs or get wrecked for 6 runs or 7 runs. Like there's no in between with Lucas Giolito. I would say his home starts though, his road starts much better. 5 runs and 16 innings there. All in all, I think you have the better pitcher with Lucas, with Logan Gilbert, even though he's coming off an injury. I do think you have the better pitcher there. And here, the spot. I think the spot is really important to understand. You have Boston coming off of a sweep of their arch rival. And then they have to fly all the way across country from Boston to Seattle with no rest. That's tough. And they just swept, like I said, the Yankees. So how focused are they for this game? They were probably out celebrating. They were out drinking. Like, right? You just swept the Yankees. I think there's a hangover effect from that game, and the Seattle Mariners here could be a little sneaky. Guys, double tap the screen if you want me to cover one of your plays. YouTube, I'm checking in on you. TikTok, what y'all got, man? Somebody wanna? I'm pretty sure all the double taps come through right away, so I'm looking. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Do not miss out on these live streams. I give you guys good information. We've been doing the streams at 3 o'clock, but we might do it at 4 o'clock. That way we can get a nice compact. I'm testing it out today, see if a 4 o'clock hour works better. Double tap the screen, guys, and I will look for your play. Robert is double tapping. Let's see, Robert. He said, what do I think about the Angels? The Angels are on the road at the Yankees. Okay, big favorite there for the Yankees. Ooh, Yankees coming off of a sweep. Of course, the Angels got swept too. So let me check both of those boxes. They both got swept, but who are you going to trust more, the Yankees or the Angels? Let's take a look at the numbers. Let's see what the numbers say. In terms of offense, it does look like both of these guys are pretty cold. Looks like they are moving down in the downward motion here, downward trajectory. But it does look like Clark Schmidt does give us an angle here, man. 8 runs over 27 innings for Clark Schmidt. I think we have a pitching edge here, man, because Jose Soriano, especially on the road, 13 runs in 27 innings. He just got popped for 7 runs a couple starts ago, and that's not an outlier because he got popped for 3 runs a few times now. I think we have a pitching edge here with Yankees, and I do like that you could still get him at -1, perhaps. And they, coming off the sweep. Usually, dude, you guys have seen it, guys. Just a week ago, we were taking Diamondbacks off of a sweep. Dude, do I want to say it's better? I think it might be better to take the team that just got swept instead of a team to avoid the sweep. Because, guys, I've been tracking this now. Teams get swept way more often than you think. Teams trying to avoid the sweep. So, like yesterday, teams trying to avoid the sweep, they're 21-32. Teams sweeping somebody, I have them at 30-22. 30-22. So, more often than not, teams get swept. But maybe we start tracking, or maybe we start paying attention to teams off of a sweep or off of getting swept. I know Arizona's been in that situation twice. Excuse me. You guys remember that video? You guys remember the videos about Arizona coming off of the sweep, or coming off of being swept by the Reds, and then they had who coming to town? The Mariners. The Mariners coming to town. You guys remember that? And then before that, they had the Pirates coming to town after they just got swept. Maybe something to pay attention to, guys. So that is in effect today. Of course, it's not going to apply between Angels and Yankees because they both got swept. That would only really apply to like the Nationals today. The Nationals got swept, and they're playing a team that's coming off of a 10-1 win. Hello, go to bed. Go to bed. Guys, double tap the screen, and I will go find your play. Who wants to go next? My man Luke said Tatis. He says, what do I think about Tatis to get 2 hits today? I think it's a good matchup, man. Again, you're going to get Ohtani for an inning or two, and then you're going to get this Ben Casparis guy. He looks pretty solid. His numbers look pretty solid there, Ben Casparis. At home, only 2 runs over 9 innings. Again, that's over 5 games. He's a bullpen guy. But he's one of their better arms. It does look, man. It does look like. So will you get 2 hits with Tatis? I think it's a tough matchup, but I'm not going to talk you off of it because the ball flies here in Los Angeles. And yeah, don't be surprised if it's an electric atmosphere tonight with Ohtani back on the mound. Guys, double tap the screen, and I will find your play. I will find whatever game you want to talk about, and we could discuss it. So we've done some breakdowns, man. Let's look at some pitchers real quick. Where do we have the pitching edge? Today? I think we have it with Philadelphia. Philadelphia versus with Mick Abel versus Alcantara. I think that's a pitching edge. Another one where we have the pitching edge is with Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt going up against the Angels. It looks like we have another one with, let's see, we have some close ones here. Definitely have it with Lance McCullers. Let me see. Let me check the expected numbers. Expected numbers looks like Jake Irvin. Jake Irvin is the better quarterback. I'm definitely in football mode, man. Better pitcher there. Jake Irvin. Let's see. Who else? Dylan Cease might be better than Casparis, but it doesn't look like enough. Lance McCullers definitely better. Logan Gilbert. Is he better than Giolito? Tough to say because he's coming off an injury. Am I going to check that box? Nah, not when he's coming. Not the first game coming back from injury. Let's see. Ryan Pepiot, however you say his name. His home numbers are very good compared to Eflin's road numbers. But is it that big of a difference? I don't think so. Not enough for me to check the box. Guys, double tap the screen and I'll go find your play. Double tap the screen and I will go find your play. Joe says, what I think about Washington and Philly MLP. The Nationals today, I don't like, that's a big number to take. Even if you're doing a lay, you're still taking Nationals minus 170, minus 150 there. That is a big number there to lay with Nationals. And I think Colorado could be sneaky, man. I like that Philadelphia line is small for sure. So it's a little sketchy looking. I will admit that because you do have the better lineup and the better pitcher. So both of those, man, would worry me here on today's day. Who wants to go next, man? What up, broski? What up, Chris? Today's going to be a good day. I feel it. Thank you, man. I appreciate the good vibes. I feel it too, man. We got better. We got new matchups, man. New matchups every Monday. New matchups every Thursday and Friday. So we're definitely gonna capitalize on that, man. What I'm not loving right now is that it looks like either Fangraphs or Google Sheets is not giving me all my cells right now. I've been resetting it several times now. Let me see if it's back yet. Yes, it's back. Cool. Yes. Okay, I got bullpen information. I need BBs. Where are the BBs at? Yes, it's back. I would hate to do too much of the show without that information. Yes, I got last 30 days back. And let me look at BBs. Where do I have BBs? That's under bats. Okay. So this is the model, guys, that I'm gonna teach you guys this summer how to build if you're in the Discord. If you're interested in this, get in the Discord because I'm gonna have a course on how to do this. There we go. I got all my links back. Everything's filled out. Love to see it. Love to see it. My mood just changed. My mood just completely changed. Let's take a screenshot of this too because sometimes when the links are failing, then it could stay failing for a while. Let's see, pitcher home. Okay, have a few more things to reset here, and we're lit here for the last. Where's my sound? Yes. Okay, everything's coming back now. Woo. Okay, good. Guys, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people don't have an MLB model. If I have a few cells missing, I feel naked. I feel naked. I'm like, I can't see. What's going on here, man? I cannot see. But things are back now, and I'm feeling much better. Look, let me check on my... So this is the supporting pages that I was telling you about. The supporting pages in the back, that's where you have all the links that are pulling from different databases. And now that I have it back, I'm going to take a screenshot of this just in case. Looks like I need to update my record here. The MLB daily pick is now 17-6. 17-6 on the MLB daily pick. And then we did not take any unders yesterday, so we're still at 29-8. 29-8 on MLB unders, man. All right, guys, double tap the screen, and I'll go find your play. My man Joe said, "What underdog you heavy like? You like heavy?" Right now, the way it stands, if I had to take a dog today, I would say the way it looks right now, I think the dog that is barking most is Colorado Rockies. But stand tight on that. Let me get some update information real quick. Let me actually go update the lines right now. Give me 1 second, YouTube Mobile. I'll be right back. I hope you can hear that. I'll be right back. Let me get some update information right now. Let me update these lines, and we can start getting a good idea of where we're going, man. So Philadelphia is a -113. That one's barely moved. Nationals barely moved. Yankees hasn't moved. Okay, a lot of these lines have not. Ooh, Houston line has taken a huge dip. Huge dip against Houston, guys. If you were considering Houston, something must have been announced there. It looks like a player might be missing, most likely. Cool. All right, guys, double tap the screen. I'll go find your play next. Guys, hit the follow button. If it's your first time here, hit the follow button. We do a breakdown like no other, man. Even though we're coming off of a losing day yesterday, it's okay. It's okay, guys. It's going to be all right. The reason I know that is because we're still putting in the work. And another reason I know that is yesterday there was grenades everywhere. Guys, we avoided the Mets. The Mets were in a great spot. We avoided the Yankees. They were in a good spot. The Nationals, they're a good pitcher. Mackenzie Gore was on the mound yesterday, and they still got swept at home against Miami. That doesn't happen every day, guys. I told you there was 11 teams that got swept or were facing a sweep. I think 9 of them got swept. That's insane. I told you it doesn't. It's not that it hits every single time, but 9 out of 11, that's insane. Especially when you have better teams. Double tap the screen, guys. Who wants to go next? Betzel says, "What do I think about Giolito under 4.5 walks?" Giolito. Oof, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I'm not going to completely disagree with you, but because it does look like Seattle is one of the worst teams at BBs. It looks like they ranked 20th over the last 14 days. So bad numbers there for Seattle BBs. But do I think Giolito can really go the distance here? Like I said, I think it's a bad spot for Boston. So I don't know if Boston's bats are going to be there today. If that makes sense. I don't think they're really going to be there today. So I would say, I think we could see the bad side, right? It's either a good side or a bad side of Giolito. I think today we probably see the worst of the two sides. So I wouldn't be backing Lucas Giolito there in any capacity. Guys, double tap the screen. Double tap the screen if you guys want to go next. I'll be happy to discuss this with you guys. What other games you guys want to get to? Once we get to the top of the hour, yeah, no problem. Christian is double tapping. Let's check. Phillies in the first 5, minus 120. Let's take a look. Philly versus Miami. So I have mentioned that you do have the batting edge. You do have the pitching edge. But why is that line minus 113? And even if you take them in the first 5, which doesn't look like a bad play because Philadelphia's bullpen is a little sketchy. But even if you take them in the first 5, that's still a cheap number. Why is it so cheap would be my question. I don't think Philadelphia is that bad. I don't think Miami is that good. So hold tight on that real quick. Let me see if when I get the line movement information, let me see if that's confirming. Maybe it's something in reverse or something. Maybe we'll have to. But as it stands, yes, it would be Philadelphia or pass, brother. Would I take them in the first 5? Philadelphia is number 2 in the first 5 innings over the last 7 days, but then number 6 over the last 4. So it does look like Miami actually is the team to go to sleep in the second half. And both of these bullpens are pretty average. I don't know. Maybe, yes, if you want to avoid the bullpens because they're both unpredictable, Philly in the first 5 wouldn't be bad, brother. Who wants to go next? Double tap the screen if you guys want to go next. The books made a lot yesterday, so they are generous. Yes, that's what they're just going to give us Philadelphia today, huh? Who wants to go next, guys? Double tap the screen if you have something for me. That way I know your screen is flashing. Then I can or you guys make my screen flash and I can come back. I can come back to your play, guys. Okay, I'm all caught up on YouTube. YouTube check in. Let me know if you have anything for me. 4K says Angels. What do I think about the Angels today? Angels spread. So somebody asked me about the Yankees earlier, and I do appreciate if you guys switch it up, okay? Because I do want to argue both sides here, but I don't think there's much to argue. I think Clark Smith is definitely the better pitcher. Not that Soriano is bad, but on the road he does get hit a little bit more. He's given up 10 runs in his last 15 innings, so pretty bad numbers there for Soriano on the road. And this Angels team, that's just not a lineup I could really count on. I know the data continues to say that they are number 1 over the last 30 days on the road. But they must have popped off for a few games. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you look at the last 30 days here on the road, yeah, the Angels continue to be the number 1 team on the road. Maybe they had a huge series. I can't remember them having a ton of success. I know they're not that successful at home. But yeah, man, Philadelphia Angels continue to be a good road team according to the numbers. I mean, they did fight a little bit in that Baltimore series, but definitely not yesterday. That's for sure. They swept the Dodgers and been rolling. Yeah, I remember that series. That was like 3 weeks ago. But what have they done recently? I'm starting to question this now. Let's look at the Angels. So yeah, I do remember that series. That was on rivalry weekend. That was May 27th. Yeah, almost a month ago now. So let's see. They were on the road against the Baltimore, of course, right? They scored 2-5-0. Not good. Okay. Then they were at home for a while. And then they put up in Boston, they put up 9-4-7. Yeah, they did roll against Boston. And then they were in Cleveland before that. 2-5-4. Okay. And then the Athletics before that, 10-7. And this is all still in the last 30 days. And then the Dodgers, yes. So yeah, ever since that Dodger series, even the Padres series before that, wow, they scored a lot of runs against the Padres before that. So this is good competition. Over the last 30 days, I mean, some of the games, the Athletics, you could say probably inflated, but it averages out, right? It averages out that the Angels still are a good road team. It's still a really good road team. They did not have a good series against Baltimore, so the verdict is kind of out to be said, right, about the Angels on the road. But before this, man, they put up runs in Boston. That's impressive. They put up runs in Cleveland. They put up runs. Yeah, I guess you got to believe what you see. They've won 3 series in a row now. Swept the Athletics. Yep. Today I'm taking the Phillies. Dunk, don't you feel like Phillies at minus 105 sounds interesting, to say the least? You don't think that sounds a little interesting, brother? Guys, double tap the screen if you want to go next. Art 4K and the rest of you guys, if this is your first time here, hit the follow button. We do these live streams every single day. I'm live on Twitter, live on YouTube mobile, and Twitter. So I'm live across different platforms. If you just double tap the screen, even if you just do it once, I can see your name flashing. Because otherwise, I don't know if you guys drop something that's worth scrolling to. So if you have something for me, just double tap real quick. 4K says Rays over Baltimore. Let's see, Rays over Baltimore. Okay, this is a game we haven't talked about. You got Zach Eflin on one side. You got Ryan Pepiot on the other side. You do have really hot bats on both sides. You got 2 really good bullpens. And you have a pitcher. This is really good, man. You got 2 good pitchers, 2 good lineups, and 2 good bullpens. Is there an edge here with Ryan Pepiot at home? Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good. 9 runs over 31 innings. But it's not like Zach Eflin's been bad either. He's been rocked a few times. Do I really have an opinion on this game? This market hasn't moved at all. Both of these teams are coming off of wins that are, I think, a little improbable, right? Baltimore coming off of 11-2 yesterday against the Angels. And then the Rays coming up 9-0. So I think both of these guys are kind of feeling themselves, and I would want more of an edge in this game. Your question was, would I take the Rays over the O's? Yeah, probably just the small edge of them being at home, and Ryan Pepiot's number at home are a little better than Zach Eflin on the road. Guys, hit the follow button if this is your first time here. Do not miss out on the live streams. And then if you want to get in the Discord, link is in bio for the Discord. We do free plays every day with the Discord. Sometimes I give you guys a second free play. Okay? And then if you want to get in the Discord, $20, man. We had a 1-3 day yesterday. Not a good day. It was 1-2. And then I did send out some kind of degen action on the Giants. And that Giants play, I still felt like it was good until they told me that the pitcher was traded. They literally traded my pitcher 10 minutes before the game. I've seen nothing like that before. Would it have made a difference? I think so. I think the starting pitcher is pretty significant. Because that line, as soon as the backup was announced, it went in Dodgers' direction big time. It went like 20 cents in the other direction. Anyways, bad luck there. But it is what it is. We move on. 1-3 yesterday. We're here for the bounce back today, and we got brand new series, brand new matchups to bounce back with, man. Double tap the screen, guys, if you want to go next, and then we'll get ready for our recap and our plays, man, our final plays. Double tap the screen, guys, if you have something for me. 4 cases. What are your favorite no run or yes run? Okay. Let's look at a possible. If I was looking at a nerfy, I would be looking at 2 really good pitchers, which I think you have in. So you have it with Eflin and Pepiot, but then you have hot bats on both sides. You have good pitching with Soriano versus Schmidt, and you have cold bats on both sides. So it's tough to go to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, and that's a small ballpark, and Aaron Judge, and they just got swept. But if you're asking me for a nerfy, that's probably the one place I would look. I'm not crazy about it. I don't love it, but Angels or Yankees, I would say that nerfy right there between the Angels and Yankees game. Dalton said, do I like the Phillies? Yeah, I'm not going to talk anybody off of the Phillies because I do think you have the better pitcher and you have the better lineup. Oh, excuse me. I think you have the better pitcher and the better lineup on Philadelphia side. Only problem is I'm gonna wait for these numbers to come out in the next 10 minutes, and for now it is looking a little sketchy. It is looking a little sketchy, man. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's move on real quick. Let's see. Can we look at some handedness today? Let me see if we have some pitchers that are better against lefties and better against righties. So if I go let me see if I can do this today, guys. I wasn't able to do it yesterday. Let's look at pitchers versus lefties, and I want to see Jose Soriano. So his numbers are not coming up. I believe it's because he has an accent in his name. Let's see if we can take care of that real quick. Jose Soriano, yes, okay. So I'm going to copy his name, Control F. Control F. Okay, so find that and replace it with this. Okay. Okay, cool. I got Jose Soriano. Let me just go ahead and do anybody that has a letter E. Again, guys, I need this in order to do... in order to get the pitching information for each team, okay? All right, so I should have Jose Soriano pulled up now. Yes, I got his numbers, so that's good. And I'm missing one more, Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert is, he's definitely a white guy. Why is he definitely does not have an accent in his name. Let me see what's keeping Logan Gilbert from showing up here. He's definitely pitched this year. Logan Webb, Logan Henderson, Allen, Webb. No, doesn't look like I have data for him. Lefties or righties. That's because he hasn't pitched in the last 30 days. Okay, so let's look lefties versus righties. Exactly, yes. He's been injured in 30 days. My man Flight, you keeping up. Okay, so lefties or righties, guys, you have a clear weakness. Okay, let me put it that way. You have a clear weakness for Zach Eflin today. Pay attention to him versus lefties. Okay, so the next question is, does Tampa Bay have lefties in their lineup? It does look like they can have up to 5 lefties in their lineup. Let me see today. I hope you guys like this kind of breakdown, man. This is kind of cool. I just added this to my model. Tampa Bay has 1, 2, 3, 4 lefties in the lineup and 2 switch hitters. So the switch hitters, let's count that half each. So that should be 5 total lefties. Okay, 5 total lefties in the lineup. That's pretty significant. I'm gonna check the box there for Ryan, right? That's going to be an edge to Ryan Pepiot. Okay, so the little hand emoji, if you're following me on YouTube, you can see that there. Actually, speaking of advantages, Tampa Bay, Ryan Pepiot is better against lefties. So then the question would be, well, does Baltimore has lefties? Yes, they have 5 lefties in their lineup. At least last time I recorded it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 switch hitters, 6. Pretty much. But the switch hitters wouldn't be going lefty. They would be probably going to the opposite side. Anyways, that's still double advantage. Double advantage there for Ryan Pepiot. Okay. So somebody, I hope you guys are noting that information, man. Thank you, Flight, man. Looks like you guys are enjoying the stream, man. I enjoy it as well, man. So you guys are keeping up. Flight is keeping up. So yeah, man, I think that's an edge there for Ryan Pepiot. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any other clear disadvantages or advantages? Everything else looks pretty standard. Zach Eflin is definitely popping up as a weakness against lefties, and Tampa Bay has a lot of lefties. Okay, Tampa Bay's Ryan Pepiot is looking at a clear advantage against lefties, and Baltimore has a lot of lefties in their lineup. So keep all that in mind, guys. Boston's Giolito, his weakness is against righties. Okay. Against righties, let's see Seattle. I don't have Seattle as lefty heavy or righty heavy. Let's see how many righties do they have. 1, 2, 3 righties in their lineup. And then it's like 2 switch hitters. So they only have 3 righties. So is that something that Lucas can, or is that something Seattle can probably take advantage of? Probably not. If they only have 3 righties in their lineup, probably not something that they could take advantage of there. I know you guys probably see JP Sears. That's a small sample size right there, so I'm not going to account for that. This is a good sample size right here. Lance McCullers is great against lefties, terrible against righties. Do the Athletics have righties in their lineup? That would be my next question. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 righties in their lineup. That is pretty significant there. I'm going to write this down so I don't have to keep checking it, guys. Lance isn't pitching. What do you mean, bro? Was there a change? It is Ryan Gusto. I swear it was Lance McCullers. Gusto. That's why the line moved. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, cool. Pitching change. Thank you for letting me know. Let's look at Gusto. My man Gusto against Athletics. That means I'm going to have to update everything. Jeez. Let me do that update real quick, guys. So let's do this. Let's do this together. I'm about to show you guys what I do when I say I do a breakdown for every. Yep, that's why the line moved. That makes a lot of sense. So this is really important, guys. We have to get to this right now. We can't wait any longer for this. So the MLB lineup here for Ryan Gusto. Yes, that line did move a lot, and that should have. I should have known there that there was definitely a pitching change. I don't remember it moving a whole lot though, but I did mention it dropped, right? I did say it dropped. Yeah, that was enough for a pitching change. All right, guys. So we have Ryan Gusto pulled up here. He's going to be going for Houston today, guys. So, and guys, pay attention. Your DK, your FD, they don't cancel your bets. They don't void your picks anymore if there's a pitching change. Guys, if there's a pitching change, that's the biggest deal. That's not a little problem. Yesterday, my man Slater in the Discord, he screenshot and it said that Harrison is pitching. But I'm sorry, somebody's got to really make a bigger deal about that, right? Because 8 minutes to go, the pitcher has changed. The quarterback has changed. What? Anyways, Ryan Gusto has changed, and at least it's not with 10 minutes to go. Ryan Gusto is playing now. So, yeah, guys, if there's a pitching change, I need to be alerted about that. I know Slater, he screenshotted, but it was weird. The Twitter page for Bleacher Report did not mention Harrison. It just said that Devers was traded. So I was like, oh, cool. And then a few minutes later, it hit me. I was like, what? So pay attention, guys, to the earned runs. Earned runs for Ryan Gusto. He's given up 9 runs in 18 innings. Okay, so that's a 4.5 ERA. Listen to his road. His road earned runs are 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oof, only 3 runs. He's only given up 3 runs on the road in not a lot of innings. In 9 innings. So this guy is not on the road. It looks like he only goes for 1 or 2 innings. So doesn't look like he was a bullpen guy, but they use him in relief sometimes. So very unpredictable numbers there. Let's see, has he played the Athletics this year? No, he hasn't, and he did not pitch all of last year. Cool, man. JP Sears is just. Are you guys gonna make me check JP Sears as well? Let me see. I did see somebody different for JP Sears, but yes, it is JP Sears going. Let me check all the pitchers now that we're on the topic, man. Now that we're on the topic, let's check it. Casper C. Yes. Okay. Gilbert, Giolito, Pepia, Eflin, Schmidt, Soriano. Guys, so pay attention. Pay attention to your DK and your FD tickets. I think I don't think any book cancels them for you, man. So pay attention, guys. Pay attention. I just want to know if he's starting because lefties versus Astros break him up. So if you want to know if Sears is starting, okay. So the question was, okay, so here we got Ryan Gusto now. His weakness is lefties. Is there lefties in the Athletics lineup? No, it looks like they're righty heavy, right? That's what I said earlier. The Athletics have 1, 2, 3, only 3 lefties, okay? So mostly righties. So that's not an advantage for the Athletics, right? And then Houston. So that was Houston, right? So they don't have lefties. The Athletics, JP Sears, his weakness is righties. His weakness is righties. Houston has a bunch of righties. They have all righties, actually. They have 8 righties in their lineup. So is that a clear edge for Houston there? I would say so. Because they can't take advantage of Ryan Gusto's very clear. Night is clear as day. They can't take care of Ryan Gusto's biggest weakness. Meanwhile, the Athletics and JP Sears' weakness is righties, and Houston is all righties. So that's enough for me to put a little hand emoji there in favor of Houston. You guys like that? Yep. Astros have all. Yo, my man Flight, bro. My man Flight keeping up, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Let's do a breakdown or two, and then we're going to update the numbers, and we're going to do our recap and get out of here. Double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen. Confirm my thoughts. There you go, brother. I like it when we're on the same page, man. Double tap the screen, guys. If you have dropped something for me, double tap the screen. What's up, Daniel? Hope you're having a good day, man. It looks like I'm all caught up on YouTube, but let me know, guys. Dalton says, do I like the Phillies today? I like the Phillies matchup. I'm not sure if that turns into a W yet. Give me a second. I will confirm that for you. Initial thought, yes, it's Phillies or pass, man. But give me a second. I'll confirm that for you. That one's such a weird one. Double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen or spam your comment. My man Jose says, my home run for today. I had a daily. You guys convinced me to do a daily dinger yesterday. I doubt. Yeah, I don't think it hit, right? Willie Adames. He had a hit, but not a home run. Okay. Let's see. Today, if I had to pick somebody to hit a dinger today, the worst pitcher on the board today for dingers is going to be Philadelphia's Mick Abels. He gives up a lot of home runs. But does Miami have somebody in their lineup that I can trust for home runs in that big ballpark? No. So I can kind of already tell you, scratch that. There has to be some home runs scored here in Nationals Park. That is a hitter's park. One of these two guys is going to get dinged. And I would say it's going to be one of the Nationals guys. So I can tell you, somebody on the Nationals is hitting a dinger today. And if I had to take somebody, is it going to be CJ Abrams? Both of these guys are pretty good right now. Actually, a couple of the guys in the lineup are pretty good now. Is it James? Who's more of the home run guy? Is it CJ Abrams? The A's is a hitter's park, yes. James Wood has 9 home runs on the season. None lately. Not like James Woods is really hitting home runs. None of these guys are hitting home runs lately. This is ugly. I wish there was some better bats in this lineup. But one of those two guys, man, don't go crazy with it. I would say if I had to pick, yeah, probably James Wood would be. I mean, he's pretty hot right now. So James Wood is pretty hot, and he's up against the rookie there, Palmquist. I think he could give one up. Yeah, man. Woods, man, Woods. I'll lock that in later too, man. Just a little sprinkle, just a little fun. Double tap the screen, guys, if you have something for me. Otherwise, let's get moving, man. Let's get moving. Double tap the screen, and I'll go find your play if you have something for me. James Wood versus lefties. James Wood. So now you're looking at it from the other side. Okay, let me do that, man. James Wood stats. So I just get that information from ESPN, and that tells me he's just as good against lefties as he is against righties. He bats .272 against lefties, .284 against righties. So just as good, man. I would not be worried about lefties versus righties with James Wood. Yes, sir. No problem, man. Guys, double tap your screen. How many home runs against lefties? Dang, you guys are really going. It's the Rockies, so they could give up a lot of home runs. But let's see, home runs against lefty. Yeah, not as many. Five home runs against lefties, 12 against righties. So I look at batting average and OBP. That's pretty even. The slugging is not that far. So how much contact he's making. 5 versus 12. I mean, that does look pretty significant. But the at bats are not the same anyway. So I would forget about it. Yeah, I think he's just as good. I don't think he has a weakness against lefties or righties. Cool, man. All right, guys, let's update some numbers. And the very first one that I have to update is everybody loving this Philadelphia's pick. Time for me to do this thing here, okay? Guys, the very first one I have to update is Philadelphia Phillies opened up as a -130, and it is down to -113 with 82% of the public on Miami. If you got it on Philadelphia, sorry. So everybody is taking Philadelphia. That is the most public play of the day, and the line is moving to Miami. This is when I say somehow, some way, Miami has a good chance in this game. I am good. That is enough for me to stay off of it. Washington and Colorado. Again, you do have the batting edge and the pitching edge. So I'm not going to completely talk you off of it. But somehow, some way, I think Miami has a chance. Okay, maybe Philadelphia could sneak away with one. It might end up being a blowout anyways because you do have the edge. But somehow, some way, Miami looks like they stay in this game. Washington opened up -210, and it is down to -174, and everybody's taking Washington. So when somebody asked me earlier about the dog of the day, I think Rockies looks a little better now than before. For the Angels and Yankees, this line opened up. These are back-to-back sketchy lines. Yankees, everybody's taking the Yankees, but the line is moving in favor of the Angels. Keep that in mind. Back-to-back. Sketchy lines here. The Rays open up -125. Guys, the dogs are barking. The Rays open up -125. It is down to -111 with 64% of the public on Tampa, 83% of the handle on Tampa. Okay, we finally have one that's not in any kind of reversal, but is staying still. The Mariners are 56% of the public on the Mariners and 84% of the handle on the Mariners. Okay. Houston Astros open up -155. Okay, we're right back to the sketchy line here. We have Houston opening up -155, but it was the pitching change here that did change the Houston down to -135. Okay, but it does have 66% of the public, and these books do not void the plays. Okay, last but not least, the Dodgers, guys. When I was mentioning the Dodgers, perhaps a lot of speculation there with Ohtani. The line doesn't look strange. It looks all right with me, okay? Real quick, let's look at some totals real quick. Is there anything sketchy going on with the totals? Phillies, guys. You might see some runs in Phillies according to the numbers here because this thing was juiced to the under when it opened up. And it was now, last I saw it here, it's even, okay? So a little sketchiness there. You do have a little bit of juice moving to the over. Not a big deal, but let's take a look at Colorado. Colorado line looks okay. Yankees line looks okay. The Rays and the O's. That total opened 9. Juice to the under. And last we saw it, it looks like it dropped to 8.5 juice to the over. Okay, so you have that line moving with 53% of the public on the over. Okay. The last, but not last. Let's see, Boston. That line is moving down. But let's see, that one's not really sketchy. The Astros, Athletics, that looks okay. This one looks interesting. Oh, this one would not be hard for me to finally take an over. You guys have been calling me the Undertaker. Between Dodgers and Padres, you have 59% of the public on the under, actually, but the line is moving in favor of the over. Guys, hit the follow button if this is your first time here. I'm giving you guys good information. We're about to do the recap right now and dip. So that one's a little interesting, man. So you don't really have to convince me to take too many Dodgers overs because I said that's the number one ballpark there for over. The pitchers look pretty solid today, but that really hasn't mattered today, man. I actually really like Alcantara. You like the Phillies today? You scaring me. If you like Alcantara, bro, and you see positive regression coming for Alcantara, and the numbers are showing there is some positive numbers coming for Alcantara, and somebody told me his last 2 games he's playing better, even though it was against Pittsburgh and Colorado. I've said it time and time again. It does not matter. Strength of schedule does matter to an extent, but it could also help, bro. Confidence, man. Confidence, right? Alcantara, maybe he needed 2 games against 2 lesser competitions to to get his thing back, maybe. So if you were looking for Alcantara to have some positive regression, it looks like the numbers are showing he is due for positive regression, and it's up against easily the sketchiest line, guys. When you guys are telling me you could get Philadelphia minus 105, that should draw a red flag right there, man. So that's either going to be a stay away for me, but if you're on Philadelphia, you do have the batting and you do have the pitching edge. So let me make it very clear. When Philadelphia goes up 10-0, do not come looking for me. I'm just saying that's enough for me to not even worry about it. Yes, I did check Sandy's last 2 starts. It was against Pittsburgh and Colorado. And like I'm saying, maybe that's not the best lineups, but it's something to get the confidence going. A lot of times it's confidence, man. Yeah, Bryce Harper's still not back. He's eligible, but he's not back yet. So, is that line sketchy to me? Yes, it is, man. So let's go through it and identify all those lines, man. So Miami versus Philadelphia. Yes, so the line is moving in favor of Miami, and the public is on Philadelphia, so I'm going to check those 2 boxes there. Between Colorado and Washington, the line is moving in favor of Colorado, and the public is on Washington. I'm going to check those 2 boxes for Colorado. A lot of sketchy games, guys. The Angels and the Yankees, that line is moving in favor of the Angels, but the public is on the Yankees, so keep that in mind. Another one here, between Baltimore and Tampa. Another sketchy one here between Baltimore and Tampa. The line is moving in favor of Baltimore, and the public is on Tampa. Okay, the line is moving in favor of nobody between Boston and Seattle. The line is moving in favor of the Athletics. We know this. I'm not going to check double box for that because there was that pitching change. And the line is moving in favor of the Dodgers. Okay. All right, guys. TikTok. Double tap your screen. Let me catch up on YouTube real quick. Tariq said the Mariners should capitalize on the Red Sox trade news and travel. Yes. If I didn't mention the travel, I meant to. I have it written down here. So not only are they coming off of a sweep of their arch rival, but they had to travel across the country. I did mention, travel across the country with Giolito on the mound. Yeah. Only problem is Seattle, bro. They're coming off of the pitcher's coming off of the injured list, the IL. And last we saw him, he was good. But we haven't seen him since April 25th, man. Guys, double tap the screen if you have something for me. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. We are doing a 10-day series for sides and props, okay? I'm going to do one video today for both. I don't know if we do the... I'm not sure if we do I definitely want to do the prop one today. I don't know if we're going to do the sides one. So keep an eye on that video. And that's why you want to be following, so you keep up with those videos, man. So make sure you're following. And if you want to get in the Discord, we had a losing day yesterday, man. So I'm trying to bounce back from that. So far, when I said we'll bounce back, we have bounced back. It hasn't been explosive days, but that's what I want, guys. I want the losing days to not be so bad. Okay, I would be happy if the losing days are not so bad. If they're 1 and 2, I could take 1 and 2. 1 and 3, okay, whatever. Because I know the winning days are capable of being explosive. All right, I can go off for 8-0, 9-0 in a single day. Ask the Discord. I've done it several times. Okay, I could pop off when there are days like that. When there are days like that, I'm not scared. I'm not trigger shy. The Phillies most public team today, and the last 4 days, the most public team has lost. Okay, so there you go. You got some good information there from PSI. Dalton says, yeah, man, Alcantara gonna cook. Alcantara definitely trending in the right direction, but again, keep in mind that information there. Let's see real quick who's in and out of the lineup. I was hesitating about doing this because I've never put a ton of stock into this, and I feel like it kind of triggered us a little bit with the Baltimore yesterday. But let's look at some Monday lineups here. Let me see if anybody's... I know Baltimore had half of their lineup out yesterday, and it did not matter at all. So I've never really put a ton of stock into this, but let's see, man. We could say it's 1-1, right? Because Evan Carter being out for the Rangers, that helped us get to the under 2 nights ago. Okay, guys, got the Nationals. The Nationals are going to be missing half of their lineup today. So let's look at the Nationals, and let's just note down that the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 8 are all missing, guys. So that's probably what attributes to that line moving. The 4, the 5, the 6, and the 8. That is the entire middle of their lineup, guys. So if you were expecting to see Nate Lowe today or Josh Bell, you're not going to see them, guys. They're out of the lineup. Luis Garcia is out of the lineup too. I hope that's good information for you guys, especially Josh Bell. That's a good one there. That's a big one there. Let's check Monday lineups here for Philadelphia. They're missing the number 6 today, Real Muto, so not terrible there. Let's see. Rays are missing a couple pieces in the back end. Not worried about that. The Rockies are complete today. And the Yankees are complete today. All right, guys. I hope that's good information, man. If it is, hit the follow button. Do not miss out on the live streams, man. I think you get pretty good information here. All right. It's time for us to identify. Let's do the recap and identify what the play is going to be today. So we're not going to do the crazy talk. Let's just get right into it right here at the. So this is let him cook time, guys. Let him cook. So if somebody has a question today, Astros won yesterday as the most public team. PSI, I'm being told that Astros was the most public team today. Yesterday, I don't remember Astros being the most public team, brother. That was, I mean, it was against Woods Richardson, but I don't know if they were the most. I would say the Yankees, the Mets, those were really public teams yesterday, bro. Am I wrong about that? I know Woods Richardson was on the mound, but I don't think Astros was the most public team. I can go back and check. In fact, let me go back and check real quick. Yesterday, bro, I don't have the chart for yesterday, but let me know. Yeah, I didn't have the splits yesterday. Okay, guys, we're doing this at the 121 mark here. So let's get right into it, guys. This is the recap of the live stream, man. We've been cooking it up. This is a small slate today. We can go into details about every single game. Let's get right to it. Actually, no, we have to get to some totals real quick. So real quick, pause on that for a moment because we need to check who has the best pitching matchup today or the best pitching game, the game with the best pitchers. Soriano versus Schmidt doesn't look so bad, but I'm not going to touch that. Eflin versus Pepia looks pretty good. Let me see if that market has been moving. I'm going to take a note of that there. Let's see, okay. And in terms of an over, I did say San Diego. San Diego Dodgers looks decent. Let's see, is there bad pitching on both sides of Colorado versus Nationals? Yes. And those are not really bats that could really hit a whole lot. So let me make a note there to check for that. And then the worst pitching, got some pretty bad pitching between Gusto and Sears. Pretty good totals there, man. Pretty good totals here. So these are the ones I'm going to track. Let's go ahead and update the numbers here between the Athletics. So this thing opened 10, juice to the over. And it's moved up to 10.5. That's a big spread, big total there. And then Colorado opened up 9. It moved down to 8.5. So let's see if it came back up. Under 74, under 81. Okay, guys, let's cook it up right now, man. Let's cook it up right now. Let's check on what these totals are at, and then we'll update the lines and bounce out of here. So Colorado line continues to be favoring the under, so I'm gonna ignore that for an over, guys. Between Philadelphia and Miami, let's see. This thing was 8.5. Let's see which way is it juiced. It is juiced to the under. Would I take an under here with these pitchers? No, not interested in that, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that as well. Between Tampa Bay looks like a decent one. Let's look at Tampa Bay versus Pepia versus Eflin. Guys, this is turned into an under park, and yeah, the line is trending toward the under. It is trending towards the under. Let's check on Houston versus Athletics. That line has moved from 10 to 10.5. And it is key weather. What were the key weather? We'll look at that real quick. Key weather. We'll look at that, man. Padres and Dodgers. Ohtani is listed at the starter, but again, it's going to be Casper as the primary pitcher. So that line is kind of juiced to the under now. Okay. Let's update the lines and let's recap and get out of here. Philly line is starting to move a little bit in favor of Philadelphia again. Yankees line is starting to come back up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but something. 56, 32. Okay, guys. Let's recap here. Thanks, bro. I know those are a big deal. So the key weather, so the most overs, the most impacting the weather that can impact the over is going to be in Houston Athletics to help the over, and Baltimore Tampa to help the over. For an under, there's nothing here for an under today, guys. So it's those two, and then honorable mentions to San Diego versus Dodgers to help an over today. All right, guys. If you have something for me, let me know, because you could drop it now, and I will get back to it after the recap, guys. So here we go, guys. This is another recap of the live stream. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for all of you that joined me for the last hour. Hit the follow button. If this is your first time here, hit the follow button. Do not miss out on these live streams. And then if you want to get in the Discord, we're looking for a bounce back today. We had a 1-3 day yesterday. There was grenades everywhere on the slate yesterday. Mets, Yankees. I could only dodge so many of those grenades, man. I fell for a couple of them there. And we are looking to bounce back today. And we have a brand new slates to do that with today. So let's take a look. Philadelphia versus Miami. Mick Abel on one side. You got Sandy Alcantara on the other side. You have line moving clearly in favor of Miami with Philadelphia being the most public team today. The Yankees and the Philadelphia definitely the two most public teams today, but this line keeps moving in favor of Miami's. That looks a little sketchy between both of these teams are riding pretty high right now. Miami coming off of a three-game sweep of the Washington Nationals, and Philadelphia is coming off of a four-game win streak. They swept Toronto yesterday, okay? If you were interested in knowing who has the offensive edge, it's going to go to Philadelphia. Philadelphia definitely has the offensive edge here. But in terms of pitching, they have a rookie on the mound today, and he's only played 3 games. But he has looked stellar in those 3 games. He's only given up 3 runs in 15 innings pitched here in the majors, okay? So small sample size, but definitely looking good for Nick Abel. Okay. Meanwhile, Sandy Alcantara, one could argue that he's trending in the right direction because he's only given up 2 runs in his last 12 innings. But that was against Pittsburgh and Colorado. But like I've said, sometimes you do need a little confidence sometimes to get going, okay? But if we look at the big picture, it does look like Sandy Alcantara has struggled all year long. In his last 5 games, 17 runs in 26 innings. And at home, he gets hit pretty hard at home. 18 runs in 27 innings for him at home. It does look like the expected numbers are a little better there for Sandy Alcantara. If you were somebody that was waiting for some positive regression coming for Sandy, it could come here today. But I'm not putting my hard-earned money on it because Philadelphia has the pitching and the batting edge. Okay, you got to have some sort of edge for me to consider taking you. Just don't be surprised if somehow, some way, Miami stays in this game. Between Colorado and Washington, this line is moving in Colorado's favor with the majority on the Nationals, okay? I think you have the better bats on Colorado, and I think you have the better pitching with Jake Irvin at home, okay? Jake Irvin is hittable, but at home he's definitely better. If I were looking at this one, I think somehow, some way, Colorado stays in this game. I think Colorado's bats are hotter. They're coming off of a 10-run performance, so I'm not in love with that. But at least I have one edge in this game, and this line is moving in favor of Colorado. I would be looking at Colorado in this game. Colorado or pass. Between the Angels and the Yankees, this line is moving in favor of the Angels, but the public is on the Yankees. Okay, both of these teams got swept. Both of these bats are pretty cold right now. Both of these pitchers look pretty good. Their expected numbers look pretty good, but once you look at the breakdown, Clark Schmidt definitely pretty nice. 8 runs over 27 innings overall. And then at home, pretty solid numbers there. 11 over 27 innings. Not bad. You definitely have a pitching edge there with Clark Schmidt, but this line is moving in favor of the Angels with Yankees being a public team. No thank you for me on either of these teams. I don't trust the Angels. They're on my either the DNB list or the careful list. So one of the two. Between Baltimore and Tampa, this line is moving in favor of Baltimore. You do have pretty good bats on both sides, pretty good bullpen on both sides. The pitchers are pretty even, man. Pretty even. I did give the edge to Pepia here, and I am giving him an edge against lefties. Baltimore does appear to have a lot of lefties in their lineups, and Pepia is very good against lefties. But overall, if you're looking at the numbers, the pitching information is not so bad. The batting is not so bad. I would lean Baltimore in a game that looks pretty even here. Between Boston and Seattle, everybody knows the Devers trade that happened yesterday, and I think Boston could be in a bad spot here, traveling across the country after having swept their arch rival, the Yankees, and then having to fly across the country to Seattle. That's a tough situation there. Logan Gilbert, I don't know if this is going to see my money either, because Logan Gilbert's coming off of injury. We haven't seen him since April 25. That's over almost 2 months ago now. But last we did see him, he was very good. 6 runs in 25 innings at home, 7 runs over 22 innings overall. Very good numbers there for Seattle, but we haven't seen him in so long. If he was back already, if he was in midseason form, I think that would be an easy look to take Seattle. But for now, I cannot. I don't know if I can back it. Guys, we're at the halfway point. If you are here for the first time, make sure you're following. Hit the follow button. You're going to want to have this page you're going to want to have this page circled for football season, man. If you think I'm nice with MLB, which my 17-6 record does look pretty good. I know the last few haven't been very impressive, but man, we're trying to bounce back. My college football is even better. Do not forget this page come college football season. Hit the follow button, because I put this kind of detail into college football season as well. My NFL, very good numbers as well. So do not forget this page come college football season. And then if you want to join the Discord, there's a link in bio. I give you guys at least one free play every single day. So join for at least one free play a day. And if you want to subscribe, if you want to get my plays, I am looking to bounce back today. So far, almost every single time I said that we're bouncing back over the last month that I've been on TikTok and YouTube. It's been working out, man. So we're looking for a bounce back today. 1-3 day yesterday. There was grenades everywhere. I tried to dodge as many as I could, but I fell for some, man. So we're trying to bounce back today with this brand new slate, and there's a lot of games that are looking interesting today for sure. So $20, guys, if you guys want to get in the Discord, you can get full access with $20, man. Between the Houston and Athletics, okay, this line is moving in favor of the Athletics, but we know there has been a pitching change, a pretty major pitching change, but they're doing this now a couple hours before first pitch, and they've already taken 66% of the public on Houston. So this line is moving in favor of the Athletics. I think these bats are pretty even. I think the bullpen edge does go with Houston. Pitching, you do have an edge with Ryan Gusto. It's not a whole lot. I'm not going to check the box. In fact, I had the box checked. Let me uncheck it, because Ryan Gusto is hittable, and we don't see him for a ton of innings. When he goes on the road, it doesn't look like he goes for a lot of innings. So not a lot of reliability there. It does look like you have an edge there with the handedness, because there's Ryan Gusto. His weakness is against lefties, and the Athletics don't have lefties. They have all righties, okay? But JP Sears, his weakness is against righties, and we know that Houston is all righties, literally all righties. They have one switch hitter and eight righties in their lineup. So Houston could have a advantage there with the handedness, okay? But this looks pretty even to me. I liked Lance McCullers a little bit more, but in this case, I probably would stay away from this game, especially with such a big pitching change that has moved 20 cents, 30 cents of juice for us here. Between San Diego and the Dodgers, this line is moving in favor of the Dodgers. I do think the better bats are on the Dodgers. I didn't have it checked. I'm checking it now. In terms of pitching, guys, everybody's going to be excited about Ohtani, but Ohtani's only going to go 1 or 2 innings, okay? He's not expected to go any more than 2 innings. Dylan Cease is going for the Padres, and he's been pretty solid, pretty average. He's been pretty good. I'm not going to call him average because his expected numbers are good. His actual numbers are good. And on the road, he hasn't been that bad. 12 runs in 27 innings. He's pitched very well against the Dodgers over this season and last season. 4 runs in 17 innings against the Dodgers, but he did get clapped in Dodgers last year. 3 runs in 5 innings. So it'll be the Dodgers' primary pitcher. It'll be Ben Casparas. Casparas looks like he's good for 1 or 2 innings too. So maybe we should take Ohtani. Looks like it's just a bullpen day. So we haven't seen Ohtani since 2023 pitching, or 2024 or something like that. So we can't really go too much off of it. For now, it does look like the Dodgers line. The market is moving in favor of the Dodgers. So I'm gonna say Dodgers or pass. But let me segue right into the over in this game, guys. I think the over might be a good look here because you have uncertainty at pitching with the Dodgers. And Dylan Cease, like I said, he is good, but he is hittable. And he got hit last time he wasn't in LA. And if you guys needed to know that which ballpark is the number one for overs, you should know it's the Dodgers ballpark. They are 24-12 to the over, 67% to the over, guys. So if you're taking an under here, you are not doing very well, man. You're in shambles. So consider that if you are looking at over and under. I would lean to the over in this game. Houston and Athletics. This is another total that has moved from 10 to 10.5, and this is a ballpark that sees a lot of overs as well. Not to mention the weather is helping the over here as well. Overs in this ballpark are now 22-13. 22-13, that's 63%. That's third best in Major League. And then you have the wind helping today. Could I see it? Yeah, you do have some bad pitching on both sides, especially with JP Sears. And then you have bats that are pretty good or just above average. So not a bad look there if you're looking for an over. That is such a high total, though, 10.5. I don't know if I get involved. Next total I was tracking is between Baltimore and Tampa. I think you have good pitching on both sides. But these bats are pretty hot. So Tampa Bay was a ballpark that was trending over because it is a minor league park, but it has turned heavily to an under park. Okay, unders are 25-13 here, guys. That's 62%. 25-15 to the under in Tampa Bay's ballpark. That has turned into a minor league. That has turned into an under park for sure. Would I consider an under here? I don't know. These bats are pretty hot, and it is still a small ballpark, so maybe I would consider just staying away from this one, man. Guys, that is the recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're not following, hit the follow button. Do not miss out on these live streams. And let's go straight into the pick of the day, guys. Which game sounded more convincing, guys? Which game sounded more convincing out of all the games, out of all the sides, out of all the totals? Let me know what game sounded most convincing, man. Let me check on the YouTube stream here, man. So would I take Phillies? Would I take Phillies? No, I wouldn't. It looks sketchy, but if you are taking Phillies, you do have the batting edge and the pitching edge, so I'm not going to talk you off of it. Shohei on the mound instead of Casparas. So I mentioned that Ben Casparas is listed as the primary pitcher. So he could either go 4 innings. He looks like we have seen him for 4 innings, but the majority of his starts have been 1 or 2 innings. And then we're also going to see Ohtani for 1 or 2 innings. So I think this one's tough, right? And we haven't seen Ohtani since 2023 pitching. So for now, we're going to go with Casparas. We've seen him lately, and he's listed as the primary pitcher. Yankees, I don't know if I could get to the Yankees, but they are pissed, right? And we have talked about coming off of a sweep. Coming off of the sweep might be better than, or coming off of being swept might be better than actually avoiding the sweep. Because we've seen that. We played that twice already with the Diamondbacks, and it's worked. Stanton is back? Stanton is back? I just looked at the lineup. Giancarlo Stanton is back for this game. Yes, he is back for this game. He's off the IL. Good find, bro. Good find, Cody. Shout out my man Cody for that. He's a designated hitter. Yes, he's not playing defense. He's a designated hitter, but he should get his at-bats. He should get all his at-bats today. And sometimes that's just a little spark that you need right there, man. The Mariners should capitalize on the Red Sox trade. Yeah, we mentioned that. Brightest says Colorado, Washington over or under. You got let's see here between the Rockies. The numbers show under, but I can't get to it. These teams are very unpredictable. OKC in the first quarter. We haven't even talked about NBA. Who do you have between Pacers and OKC? That's a good one, man. That's a good one. My lean right now is that we just saw OKC win and cover in a must-win game. And with the series heading back to OKC, my lean is okay. Maybe we take the points with Pacers, but not 100% on that yet. I still need to discuss with my NBA guy. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Ladies call him tripod. What the fuck? Let's see. Okay, guys, we have a little bit of a lineup edge with Colorado today. Lineup edge with Colorado. All right, guys, let's get to our pick. Or maybe do we have a pick for today? Maybe we just do a prop. Which, if we do a prop, I wouldn't be mad at, man. I wouldn't be mad at that. But yeah, we gotta decide here, man. What game sounded the most convincing? Guys, I'm gonna be honest. These are really even games, really good games. Yankees. Why is that line moving the way it is? Even with Stanton being back in the lineup. I do have the better pitcher with Clark Schmidt. I do have the better pitcher. Both of these teams got swept. Can't really trust Colorado. No. Angels. Baltimore versus. So Pepiot versus lefties. Very good numbers there. Very good numbers against lefties. And I said Baltimore's lineup is all lefties. Baltimore's lineup is all lefties. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the switch hitters. 5 or 6 lefties in that lineup. Almost a no-hitters. Soriano went crazy last game. Yeah, it's 1 run in 7 innings. So maybe a negative regression spot? Is that what you're alluding to? Negative regression. I could see Seattle beating Boston. That's a bad spot for Boston. I just wish Logan Gilbert wasn't coming off an injury, man. That's tough. Flying across the map, shaking the locker room with the trade. That spot is crazy, bro. That spot is crazy good. You're taking Boston team total under. Stan is replacing Judge. I see Judge in the lineup. I see Judge in the 3 and Stan in the 5. Let me check. Yeah, Judge is in 3. Everybody likes the Yankees today. I'd be careful with that. Yankees, I did mention, was one of the public teams, guys. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. We're about to decide on our play of the day. I think I know which way to head here. Give me 1 second here. Let me see some updates real quick. We're about to make up our mind now and call it a day, man. I know you guys enjoyed the stream. We shared a lot of good information. It sounds like an orchestra. Let me see if this NBA line has moved at all. $115, $175, $184. Oh my! That Yankees line. Oh, never mind. It's kind of corrected itself. I thought it moved the wrong way. Still got a 9. James Wood, Houston to get a hit. I'm going to look at some props after this, and then I'll drop day one of the prop challenge as well. There's one MLB game, but I don't know. I don't know if I love it. Guys, today we're still gonna have MLB. Thank you for the gifts, Trig. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Today, guys. Let me see. Yeah, all the sides are very even today. That means I could take some chance with some dogs, but not as the pick of the day. Not as the pick of the day. Not as the pick of the day. Let me see 1 second here. All right, guys. This is a small slate. We're not gonna force a MLB. We're not gonna force an MLB pick if it's not there. It's a small slate. Yeah. This happened a week ago, actually. A week ago exactly, or 2 weeks ago now. It was the Dodgers versus the Mets, and yeah, we kind of forced it a little bit. I do see some value on the board, but just not enough to call it like the daily pick, guys. I want to give you my best, and I think today I did get word from my NBA guy that we got to go to NBA, man. We got to go to NBA today. We got to go to NBA today. And the play of the day is going to be the Indiana Pacers, guys. We got to go to the Pacers today. Why? Because OKC just did everything they had to do. They did everything they had to do to win and cover that game last game. Okay? Indiana did have control of that game. 10 points is way too much for this crazy Cinderella team, for this crazy team that's pretty that's just defying all odds. Okay, and then there's the whole thing about Indiana not losing back-to-back games, and OKC against the spread at home. Okay, pretty good. On the road, they're better. Let me see here. I had another good one here. Pacers after a loss in the playoffs. Indy is 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread. So they haven't lost or covered. They haven't lost or not covered. So they've been winning these games straight up. Okay, this is an entertaining series. We're gonna keep seeing some zigzagging here. I gotta go Pacers. Here as the play of the day, as the daily pick. You see a lot of zigzags. Fade what you just saw. That is the that's what I've been saying all series long, all playoffs long, really. And yeah, man. I know Thunder at home is a pretty good scenario there, but Pacers after a loss, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread. This is a team that knows how to bounce back. All right, guys. So we are going with NBA. We're going with Pacers. Okay. Now we can only get whole numbers, right? So I want to get to 10. We can only get only get the 0.5s right on the popular books, and my NBA guy has already played 10.5. So we're gonna go 10.5 today, You're going to buy a full point, right? It looks like there's 9.5s out there. We're going to go up to 10.5. Looks like you can get that as low as minus 130. Okay, so we lay the juice all the time with MLB. Let's do it this one time with NBA. I'm not a fan of spending so much on juice, but this will cover double digits. Okay, from 9.5 to 10. Psychologically, yes, it does make a difference. Otherwise, I would say let's leave it alone. I personally probably would just stay at 10, but a lot of books don't have 10 anyway. So let's go to 10.5 at minus 130, and that'll be our play of the day today, guys. I'm not sure if I can get to a player prop today, but if I do, keep an eye on the video. It'll be in the exact same video, okay? I'll drop the two things in one video. Guys, double tap the screen, double tap the screen. I had one MLB play, guys, but that's not the daily pick. The daily pick is going to be NBA today. If you want my MLB, it'll be in the Discord. Link is in bio. Let me see. Last call here. What are y'all locking in? I like Astros. You like Astros, so that line has moved a lot because of the pitching change. I don't think it's that good. I think Athletics could be a little sneaky, but you do have an issue. You do have the edge there with pitching in terms of the handedness. You could take advantage of some weaknesses there for the pitchers. Man says I like the Padres. I don't know if I'm with you, man. There's gonna be some a lot of electricity there in Dodgers Park today, Dodger Stadium. There's a lot of uncertainty with that game with the pitching too, so I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Guys, double tap the screen if you have something for me. Otherwise, we out of here. Keep an eye on the props. We're gonna do the props. If I'm gonna cook it up right now, and keep an eye on the video. You'll have less time for the props, and you guys already know the NBA pick. We're on Pacers plus 10.5. Pacers plus 10.5. If you want to stop at 10, feel free. If you want to stop at 10, but I know certain books, a lot of these books don't let you stop at 10. For MLB, guys, it'll be in the Discord. You can get in the free Discord, and I could probably give a second free play today, just depending on the vibes, man. You guys got to give me some good vibes. You guys were dropping some disrespectful stuff the other day. So let's bounce back today. It was a 1-3 day yesterday. I'm trying to bounce back today. We have some good games. And yeah, we're going to NBA for the daily pick. Go Pacers. Y'all have a good night. Let's make it a profitable one, guys. Have a good one. YouTube, Twitter, YouTube Mobile. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.